Here we will learn Structured Query Language, SQL. Introduction to Structured Query Language. Let's discuss about history of RDBMS. In 1968, the simplest form of database flat files were used. Processing characteristics were determined by using magnetic tape medium. In 1969, relational database concept was first published by E.F. Codd. In 1974, System R with SQL, later called SQL, was launched as the first prototype of a relational database. In 1979, systematic tests were performed in real test scenarios by IBM for a relational database. In 1981, era of relational databases begins. IBM launches its first commercial relational database management system named SQL or DS. Now we will discuss about commercial SQL products. Here is 4 types of commercial SQL products. First is Microsoft SQL Server. Second is Oracle. Third is PostgreSQL. Fourth is MySQL. Widely used amongst Windows users. Runs Microsoft Windows OS. Over 20% market share. Widely used in enterprise-wide database. Fully compliant with SQL language. Over 4–5% market share. Open source RDBMS. Maintained by development group, volunteers. Runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac. Open source RDBMS. Full-featured DBMS maintained by Swedish company MySQL. Runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac. Now we will discuss about table and database. There can be one or more tables in a database. It is where all the data is stored. It consists of rows and columns. Columns represents attributes of the entity. Now we will discuss about table records. Each row in a table is a record. Each record represents information of each object, say a person or a product. Now we will discuss about table columns. Each column in a table is an attribute. This gives one piece of information about the entity. For example, last name of a customer. Now we will discuss about data definition language, DDL. DDL commands are used to create a new schema as well as to modify an existing schema. The typical commands available in DDL are create, alter, drop, truncate, rename. Now we will discuss about creating database. The create database statement is used to create a new SQL database. The semicolon character is a SQL statement terminator. We will create a database called customer_info. Use show databases to check if the database customer_info has been created. The database customer_info is now created. And these are default system databases. Once you create the database, use the following command to leverage that database. For example, we have created the database customer_info. To utilize the database, we run the following query. Now we will learn how to creating tables. While creating a table, you should mention column name, data type integer, floating point, string, etc., constraints, and default value, if any. We can create one or more tables inside a database. Let's create 2 tables. First table is personnel info with the field customer ID, customer name, country name, and city name. We will write the command create table and then the table name, then all the field name and types and size. Second table is order info with the field order ID, order number, and customer ID. Now both tables are created. Here is the Table 1 Personnel Info, Table 2 Order Info.